All right, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Wahab Rakar Kadash, the honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So I got another article from Yahoo News. This one involving the Texas serial bomber. This is a follow up to the video I made a few weeks ago. This guy's been, terrorizing the Austin area for pretty much the whole month of March. And I'm gonna go in. It says Texas serial bomber made video confession before blowing himself up. Says the Texas man who carried out a 3-week bombing spree made a 25-minute video confession on his phone, which was recovered after he blew himself up on Wednesday as police were closing in to make an arrest. Police said officials identified bomber as Mark Condon, 23, an unemployed man from the Austin suburb of Flickerville, who had been charged on Tuesday night with unlawful possession and transfer of a destructive device. So this was got two terroristic charges for blowing up people at the house, blowing up people through the mail, using the mail system as when you use the mail system, it's automatically a felony, a felony, you're in inferior territory, felony territory. Fuck it. But and it says right here he does not at all mention anything about terrorism, nor does he mention anything about hate, but instead it's an outcry of a very challenged young man talking about challenges in his personal life. So, he has challenges in his personal life, but if anybody else, was shooting or blowing people up or anything like that, they're a terrorist. If his name was Ali Muhammad, he would be a fucking terrorist. But because his name is Mark Condon, he's just a troubled young man. And we're going to get into that a little bit later, too. It says, experts also removed explosive device components on Wednesday from Condon's home. Hours earlier, police had tracked Condon to a hotel about 20 miles north of Austin. They were following his vehicle when he pulled on the side of the road and detonated a device, killing himself. Mainly told the reporters at the scene. Says police cautioned that he may have planted or mailed other bombs, asking the public to remain vigilant. But his death came as a relief to Austin, a fast-growing city of 1 million people. In addition to killing 2 people in the area, the bombings that had begun on March 2nd injured at least 5 others. And everybody that got hurt was a Jake, except for maybe the one that blew up at the post office. Okay? But he was targeting Jake. So it's no mentioning that. He said that he didn't do it for racial reasons, but, ironically, niggas is the only ones that got hurt. And ironically, he's a troubled young man. He's not a terrorist. That's the consistent vibration that goes out. If a white dude shoots up a school or blows people up, they're just a troubled youth. But if if somebody that's black, shoots somebody down, oh, he's a thug. Or if it's a Arab, oh, they're a terrorist. It's just that's the double standard that we live in. It's experts from the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives discovered bomb parts similar to those in the attacks at Condon's home. I wouldn't call it a bomb making factory, but there's definitely components consistent with what we've seen in all these other devices. Fred Malansky, special agent in charge of the ATF's Houston division, told reporters. Investigators detained two of Condit's roommates who lived at the home. So, okay, hold on. The Austin Police Department said one was questioned and released, and the other was still being questioned. Police said their names wouldn't be released because they were not under arrest. In the next room, and you don't know it, multiple bombs. And how the fuck you can afford to live in an apartment and you can afford to make fucking bombs, but you ain't got no goddamn job. You know, that's the main question. How are you supporting your bomb habit without a job? Since during his 3-week campaign, the bomber left 3 parcels on doorsteps, activated another by tripwire, and sent at least 2 via FedEx, one of which was blew up on a conveyor belt in a sorting facility on Tuesday. The other was recovered before it exploded. FedEx said it had supplied investigators with extensive evidence, though officials have yet to publicly detail how or when they identified Condit as the suspect. The criminal charge and arrest warrant were filed Tuesday night. So I want to get into some of these reactions. You know what I'm saying? Good work, excellent news. The country's in a sad state. Save the taxpayers' money. They asked the same question. How the hell does an unemployed man get the money to build bombs? Where did he learn to make bombs like this? What a relief for the people. It says that, he's another lunatic. Didn't say he's a terrorist, he's a lunatic. Thank you to the FBI. Too bad the first one didn't explode when he was making it. It's great that he died. However, it'd be nice to know his motives behind the bombing if he acted himself. Come on, man. You living with 2 other niggas in the house and they don't know that you're making bombs? This is great job tracking this lunatic down. Excellent police work. He's crazy. He's a lunatic. Sure would be nice to have this. Okay, it sure would be nice if the article had some actual information instead of just remote possibilities, right? Go into the meat and potatoes. So glad this lunatic is dead. He's a nut job. Somebody asked, so is he a terrorist? So it says, no, he's white. It says until they find out what motivated him, they can't really call him a terrorist. They can't really call it terrorism. That's bullshit, Vincent. That's bullshit. Of course they can call him a terrorist. Because if you send a fucking bomb through the mail to blow up on somebody, nigga, that's an act of terrorism. If I put a bomb on your doorstep and blow it up, nigga, that's an act of terrorism. You can call it terrorism. It certainly terrified people. Then that means he was a terrorist. People, but it needed to be for a cause like a religious or political cause, focused on a certain group, which he was blowing up niggas. The latest definition I found is a violent act that is deemed terrorism is when it's perpetrated by a non-state actor against a civilian target for a political goal. I would have added the other possible goals or multiple, like religious, but there may be a reason why they leave it out. Take care. Bullshit. Says no, he's a sick human being. Says nah, he's white. He's just troubled. That's exactly what the answer is. Ding, 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 ding. Actually, we have a winner. Says yes, he's an evangelical, homeschooled, homegrown terrorist. Says no, he's a psycho. It says in the article, no political or terroristic reasoning in the video. So he's a psycho because he has no terroristic reasoning in the video. MVP, you mean was, because he's dead. It said he's worse, he sold Amway. That's stupid. Free Palestine said yes, because if it was Free Palestine that did that shit, he'd be a fucking terrorist. He'd be over every goddamn news station. But you ain't hear nothing about this, man. You didn't hear nothing about this until, he blew his fucking self up. Now it's a story. You know, but that's how you goddamn Edomites see the world, man. This is James chapter 1 verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You know, Edomites are, man. They're double-minded. If a Arab, sends a bomb through the mail, he's a terrorist. But if a white dude does it, he's troubled or he's a lunatic. You know what I'm saying? That's that double-minded, man. That's why it says he's unstable in all his ways. Okay, you can't trust nobody like that, man. That's why this kingdom got to go down, man. Because, look at these fucking devils anyway. Look at the acts that they doing, shooting up schools and blowing up people in the mail. Not only that, you know what I'm saying? Look at the judgment that come down for doing that shit, man. Look at the stigma. You don't get that stigma of a terrorist. You get the stigma of a lunatic, of a psycho. Okay? Charles Manson was a fucking terrorist. He wasn't a psycho. No such thing as a psycho. If there's a such thing as a psychopathic killer, then they have to be classified as a terrorist as well. Because psychologically, you know what I'm saying, you had the people of Austin shook. Okay, so that's the same, it's one and the same, man. So, with that being said, Muafla Babal, Muafla Adawam, Muafla Ayab Yamnawa, Baba Kosha, okay, and call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Wahab Rakar Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all of the corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. Shalom.